everyone, it's Andy Zitzmann, founder of the GAMETIME Movement, where I'm on a mission to helping you and 1 million other people step up your game. In this short 3 to 5 minutes every day, I'm going to provide you with inspiration, motivation, and empowering information so that you can wake up, have a little pick-me-up, get fired up so that you step up on a daily basis. So get ready, because it's time, it's your time, it's game time. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Andy Zitzmann, and welcome to today's show. Today, I'm fired up because today I'm about to speak about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is my 20th high school reunion. That's right, this weekend is my 20th high school reunion. I went to St. Andrew's School in Boca Raton, Florida. You can see the shirt, I'm wearing it here. For anyone that's out there that's listening from St. Andrews, go Scots! I tell you, I wanted to share this story with you because my high school experience was one of the most amazing experiences in my life. And the school asked me to come back and speak to the school on Wednesday this week. And, you know, I tell you, it just was an unbelievable experience to be able for me to go back and go through memory lane and just remember how lucky I was to go to this high school, and then to be able to speak to these kids and share with them some knowledge that maybe I've learned over the last 20 years, and to share with them how I experienced high school. So anyways, St. Andrew's School in Boca Raton, I love you, and here's the story. So I have an identical twin brother, and we grew up, you know, kind of from a blue-collar background. My father grew up in Detroit, very poor, and he got to middle class, and we were in a middle-class city in Coral Springs, Florida. And it had, you know, had lower class, middle class, and upper class. And my brother and I were heading down the wrong path in middle school. We were getting good grades, we were playing sports, but we were getting suspended, getting into fights, and hanging out with the wrong kids. And my father asked us to go to this private school. And this private school was, you know, honestly, it was a very elite school. In fact, it's a college preparatory school, it's a boarding school and day school. And I'd never experienced anything like that before. People that were so affluent, people that were so educated, and I just was intimidated and I didn't want to go. In fact, my two best friends from middle school, one was murdered at 19 years old, and the other has been in and out of jail. And those were the people I was hanging out with in 8th grade. And all of a sudden, I get into St. Andrews. St. Andrews gives me this gift, this opportunity. They give my brother and I financial aid to go to school there. And I'm thrust into this unbelievable school. I mean, literally, St. Andrews is probably one of the top 10 schools in Florida, if not one of the top 2. And it's one of the best schools in the country. And here I am, just a normal kid, never expecting to have an opportunity like this, and I'm thrust in this environment. And I'll tell you, as a freshman, I finally made some friends. I started to like the school, and then I had to go back to Michigan the next year because my father got transferred back to Michigan, and I was devastated. And this school had given me such a gift and an opportunity. It changed my life forever because it set me in a new direction. And so when I went back to Michigan, I was devastated. And I had to spend my next year, my sophomore year, in the public school in Michigan. And it was nowhere near the caliber of St. Andrews. And then finally, after a year back in Michigan, St. Andrews came back to my brother and I and said, you know what? We're going to give you more financial aid. We're going to invest in you more, and you can come back as boarding students. So here I am. I mean, my father, you know, grew up in Detroit. My immediate family, you know, we don't have a lot of money. You know, we're just kind of a normal, middle-class, blue-collar family. And I'm allowed to go to this boarding school now. And so I'm in the boarding school, and I'll tell you, I get back there my junior year, and I knew I had an unbelievable opportunity because at this point, now I was a little bit older, and I realized, that in a lot of the public schools, the teachers, they don't know your name. The teachers, weren't the same as at St. Andrews. The administration knew my name. All my coaches encouraged me. I mean, I was 4'11", 89 pounds going into high school, and I ended up getting encouraged to play football, basketball, baseball. I was able to letter in 3 varsity sports. I was captain of the football team. I was on 2 state-ranked basketball teams, and I would never have had those opportunities at my size in a public school. And so I had these amazing opportunities, both in and out of the classroom. I was pushed by the teachers. They said, Andy, go into AP classes. I didn't even know what AP was. Go into honors classes. And I was pushed by the teachers to just absolutely give my best. And so I studied my butt off. I worked 3 hours a night, and I tell you, I ended up finishing 3rd in my class. And so I don't say these things to impress you, but I say these things to impress upon you that every now and then we're given a phenomenal opportunity. We're given a gift, and it's our duty to take advantage of that responsibility. And I shared that with the kids, and I was crying. I was calling up teachers. I called up my basketball coach who changed my life, who believed in me. I mean, I get a little emotional thinking about it right now. He was my dad away from home, and I had this unbelievable experience, and I shared it with the kids, and there were tears going down in the chapel as I shared this story, because what I shared with them was 3 things. And so any of you that are listening out there, these 3 things, whether it's for your life, your relationships, for your business, if you do these 3 things, you will absolutely thrive. You will absolutely guarantee your success. And before you do these 3 things, you got to remember this, that when you're given an opportunity, you got to take advantage. Take advantage of the opportunities in life. So these 3 things are this. The word is give with 3 things. Give your best. Give your heart. And always give back. Give your best, give your heart, and always give back. Because when I went back to St. Andrews as a junior and I was a boarding student, I knew this school was giving my brother and I tens of thousands of dollars to go there. We had to get the grades, but they were giving us the financial aid. And then my brother and I, we looked each other in the eye and we said, Mickey, Andy, we got an unbelievable opportunity right here. Our parents just sacrificed a lot. The school just sacrificed a lot. And we are absolutely going to give our best, going to give our heart, and we're going to give back to this school. We are going to leave our mark. We are going to leave a legacy because that's what they've given us, so we're going to give back to them. And so I shared that, and I got emotional, and it was an amazing experience to look back on what happened to me in high school, going from a troubled kid to a superstar, really, in and out of the classroom. And now today, to be an alumni, to be a donor to the school, to have coached the JV basketball team the last couple years. That's right, I coach my high school now too. So I can give back, so that I can give an opportunity to someone who was just like me in 8th grade. He had the work ethic, he had the grades, he had the athleticism, but he didn't have an opportunity. And St. Andrews opened up that door and gave me that opportunity. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't be in front of this camera today. I wouldn't have gone to the University of Michigan and graduated in 3 years, because that's what that school did too. I graduated in 3 years because of what happened in high school. I wouldn't have moved to New York and been in high-tech sales and sales management and made hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I ultimately wouldn't have ended up leaving the corporate world, chasing my dream, and being here today to do a podcast and to coach others in life and business if it weren't for that moment in time when I was 14 years old and St. Andrews said, you know what? Here's an opportunity. Come take it, kid. And I'm so glad I took that opportunity. So again, in closing, I want you to remember these 3 things. Anything in life or business, if you want to have success, you got to take advantage of the opportunity. And when you take advantage, you got to give your best, you got to give your heart, and you got to always give back. Because in doing that, you will get so much more in return based on what you give. They give you the opportunity, then you give, and then you'll get so much more back. It's time. You know it's your time to take advantage of the opportunities, to give your best, give your heart, and always, always be sure to give back. It's game time. Hey, thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for stepping up your game. Here's what you can do to spread the movement. Go to GAMETIMEMovement.com and be sure to share your Game Time Moment of the day, your GMOTD, so that others will feel compelled to share their Game Time moments too. And if you haven't already, subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, and please be so kind to leave a rating and review so that we can reach 1 million people and encourage them to step up their game too. This is Andy Zitzmann, reminding you, it's your time, it's game time. Till next time.